Hi all. I've had a couple comments on my CB videos, and that's why I thought I'd do this video here. Back when I was a kid, I used the CB radio a lot. I was always on the road, and you know, CBs were popular back then, in 1980s. So everybody had them, you know. It was just the thing to do, you know. But nowadays they aren't that popular. I've even watched some trucking videos that said some semis don't even have them anymore. But it's still a good idea, you know, for sure, for emergencies and get in touch with the shipping terminal that you're gonna pick up or drop at, you know. So, but I've actually seen videos where they said they don't bother anymore. So you know, it's just something that's fun to do. So the purpose of this video mainly is to show you how I use mine. That was one of the comments that the fellow said, show us how you set yours, which is a great question, you know. And then the other question would be, a person wrote me a few weeks ago and said no one can hear him, no one can hear her. It was a woman on the mic. Okay, so two easy questions. If no one can hear you, is this button here, the Dynamike. That's just the volume of the mic that they hear you at on the other end. Okay, so I would leave this maybe at 75%, you know. And then if people start complaining, hey, you're coming over way too loud, then you might want to crank that down. So I think that's one of the reasons why people get a better mic, you know. The mic that comes with these, I guess, are pretty good, but you can go out and spend a lot of money on a good mic, and then you come across a lot better. Okay. And then how I set my dials, it's mainly personal preference. There is no right and wrong, you know. So, you know, this button here, the real small button in the middle, turns it on. Okay. It's real hard to grab that center button if you've got big hands. So don't feel bad. You know, that's something that I struggle with too. This center button is just the volume. Okay. See how it gets louder, less volume. And then the outside, see how it says here? It says volume and squelch, SQ for squelch. That would be the outside button. I got the squelch all the way down. That's why you're hearing the static. Okay. If you want to hear absolutely everything possible, leave the squelch all the way down, all the way over to the left, and just get used to hearing the static. That's usually the way I run mine when I really need to hear it. Okay. Now, sometimes the static just gets to be too much. So normally, you know, you turn up the outside button. You turn up the squelch to where the static just goes away. Okay, so that's at about 30%. It's right about here. Every CB will be different. Every setup will be different. The only problem there is you might miss some stuff that people are saying. but that's just the way it is. You know, if you turn your squelch up, signals that aren't real strong, you aren't going to hear. You know, that's why I say I usually leave mine the whole way down. I don't mind listening to static. You know, people actually go out and buy machines for white noise, right? That's just white noise. You know? Kind of peaceful. Now, you know, so that's just a personal preference. Okay. Dynamike, you know, there's no way of knowing what that's doing just sitting here. You just have to call her out, you know, do a test and see if you can get someone to answer you back, see if you're coming over too strong. Now these days there's not a lot of people with CB radios, so I doubt if we'll get an answer. Testing, testing. How am I coming over out there? So I'm in a small town in the middle of nowhere. Probably the nearest CB is about 10 miles south on the freeway. Okay. Maybe if you got a buddy that has one, you can check it there. Or lots of times have one in the car or truck, and then have another one inside the house. Okay, so here's the manual. It says setting Dynamike. This controls the microphone sensitivity. How much is the microphone picking up? Outgoing audio level. So how strong is the microphone picking up your voice? Okay. Okay, so here it says initially set fully clockwise so that the maximum voice volume is available. Dynamike may have to be reduced in some conditions. You'll know it. People will tell you, hey, you're coming over way too loud. Okay. Okay, so next, the RF gain. Think of gain as power. You know, it's kind of like a volume, but gain is thought of as like power. How much power is the machine getting? Okay. Like back in the 90s, I was into music, I was recording, I had my own little studio set up and stuff like that. And on the back of the mixer, where you plug in the microphone, you plug in the mic, and then there was a little knob, just like that one, next to the microphone plug. And if you wanted the microphone to pick up more, you would increase the gain. And then if you wanted the mic to pick up more, you want the mic to be more sensitive, you would increase the gain. You turn the knob up. Okay? Then you could hear every little thing. If you don't want the mic to be sensitive, you know, you only want the good stuff you're trying to record, you know, then you would turn the gain down. Okay? So how does that apply here? This description here is kind of confusing. That's why I thought I'd talk about that here. It says RF gain. It says note. RF gain is used to optimize reception in weak signal areas. So RF gain is used to increase reception in weak areas. or you could say RF gain is used to reduce reception in strong signal areas. So, okay, so over here it says RF gain control. RF gain is used to optimize reception in strong or weak signal areas. What's that mean? Okay. Rotate the RF gain knob counterclockwise to reduce gain in strong signal areas. In weak signal areas, turn clockwise to increase gain. Okay, so let's say you're sitting right at a truck stop and you're trying to listen in to what the guys are talking about in the area, and it's coming over way too loud. So then you would turn the gain down because it's coming over way too loud. Okay, so got my volume on. Squelch is all the way to the left. Dynamike is at about 75%. And then gain, I got gain up. I got gain all the way up. Okay, so it's picking up all the signals. Okay, so let's say I only want to pick up the strong signals. Right, I'm sitting at the truck stop and I'm trying to listen to what the guys are saying or what the people are saying around the truck stop, and I'm picking up stuff 5 miles away. You know, I don't want to hear stuff 5 miles away. So I could turn the gain down. So now I'm only picking up the local signals. I'm not picking up the stuff real far away. Okay, so here, RF gain, rotate the RF gain knob counterclockwise to reduce gain in strong signal areas. In weak signal areas, turn clockwise to increase gain. Okay, so okay, then to get the weather, you just press this button here. See that little button here? You can barely read that. It says CB, weather, or PA. Okay, so you press it once, it starts playing the weather report, which is nice if you're out on the freeway, you know, you're driving a truck. It's nice to know the weather, what's going on. If you press it again, so then it's in PA mode, and then you just press down on the mic and talk. And I have a speaker set up. I don't want to check it now because it's getting late here. There's kids living next door. Okay. The red button here, you press that and it goes right to channel 9. And the police in your area should monitor that. What's kind of neat, you know, back in my younger days, I was a security guard, 8 years. We had set up a CB at our dispatch desk so the dispatcher could monitor channel 9. So if there was something going on, you know, the dispatcher could tell us about it. So that was just a nice added feature. You know, if something important going on, then hopefully we would hear about it, you know. Now, you know, they're using codes, so it's kind of hard to tell what's going on. But in the back of here, the back of the manual, there's a list of the 10 codes. You hear these 10 codes? These are what the police use. So like, let's see here. 1020. You know, if someone says on the radio, "What's your 1020?" It means my location is, you know. If someone says 1021, it means call me on the phone. So people can't hear what you're talking about. You know? Okay. Now, you know, you can go online and search for the 10 codes and get a list, print it out, throw it in the glove box, you know. But every state is different. You know, there's a general list of what they follow, but you know, I just looked them up a few weeks ago for my girlfriend. She wanted a list for her scanner, and you know, every state, every county could be different. So get the codes for your county or your city, you know, wherever you travel the most. Like if you travel the same route, same couple states, same freeway, you might want to print out the codes for those areas. So you may have multiple lists, multiple 10 codes, you know. Okay, and it seems like I remember some of them weren't even 10 codes. They were using all kind of strange numbers. So most of the time, they're just going to use the 10 codes. That's what everyone uses. But some areas, some departments do change them up. Okay, so this is just a small list of the important ones. Cool. You know, something else that would be nice that they could add to this is a shortwave button where you could listen in on the shortwave stuff. You know, they're even adding that to small little radios that you carry in your pocket. So they could easily add it to this. You know, of course, it would increase the costs some, but it would be a nice feature, especially in a disaster where nothing's working. Oh, and channel 19 is the main channel that you listen to when you're on the freeway. That's just the standard. It doesn't have to be that channel. That's just the channel that people always go to. You might hear good conversations on other channels too. So, you know, you can change the channel with the big button there, or hit the scan button and you can scan through the stuff. You can see scan button here. So it's kind of picking something up there. That's right. Let's back the squelch off some here and see what happens. Okay, it's scanning now. See, there's no one talking. That's why I say, just, you know, if you have a freeway in your area, go near there. If there's a truck stop around, that's probably the best way to test it. Okay. Okay, see ya. Bye. Check out all the other CB videos. I did a whole series where we go into a lot more detail. This was just a quick video to catch on the main points and show you how I use it. Okay, see ya. Bye.